Jaden Bucco knows he's lucky to be alive.
By the time I knew it, I felt a knife in my back, and then when I dropped to the ground, one of them grabbed me by the hair and went straight into the neck.
2 knives were plunged into the now 18-year-old during the sickening assault. He says it was a case of mistaken identity. His girlfriend described the attackers as young and of African descent. Absalom Naga emigrated from Africa over 20 years ago and today addressed a forum of experts at a Melbourne school. He says the problem of youth and gang violence can be addressed by appointing culturally experienced teaching aides to bridge educational shortfalls.
Because many are coming from refugee camps where there was no schooling, and they either come from no schooling or disrupting the schooling system.
Detective Pat Boyle worked on the now-defunct Victoria Police Asian Squad, which investigated the death of 3 men after a fight involving swords and machetes. He's currently completing a thesis on what defines gang and gang culture in Australia, comparing and contrasting that to the situation in the United States.
They've come there and really the social systems aren't in place to support them, and there are other things in place which are there to, which they then use to support themselves, and that's by being together, forming a gang and for protection.
Youth worker Les Twentyman works on the streets of Melbourne's west and is leading the push for more teaching aides and outreach workers, citing a disturbing statistic.
80% of our prison population left school pre-year 10. Now, if you haven't got an education, the only way you're going to try and make money in these days is basically is to fall into the drug culture stuff.
Experts also say outreach workers would cut truancy, which is also linked to youth crime.
Is the solution to suspend a young person and put them out into school? Is that potentially state-sponsored absenteeism and truancy?
Mr Twentyman intends to lobby governments on the matter. Luke Waters, World News Australia.